British poet Oscar Wilde once said, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression." But what actually goes into a first impression? My name is Bryce Lesher, and today I will be presenting to you evaluation of student reactions to consumer products. A similar study was done by Louston, Peterson, and Klofstad in 2015, which examined pitch preferences with relation to political affiliation by manipulating recordings of men and women's voices speaking politically neutral statements. Researchers found that conservative Republicans preferred candidates with deeper voices more often than liberal Democrats. This difference suggests that political affiliation serves as a predictor for likability perception on the basis of pitch differences. A study conducted by Morrison and Schaefer in 2003 concluded that advertisements for products that target specifically men or women were more effective when that advertisement depicted corresponding gender stereotypes. They went on to find that traditional advertisements were viewed more favorably when they were rated by traditional participants, which they defined as feminine women and masculine men. The researchers based their predicted outcomes on the gender role congruence model for advertising. Using the same model, researchers Clow et al. Found that when advertisements depicted a male in a stereotypical female occupation, they were viewed as less competent, more deviant, and more negative overall. This research serves as evidence that gender biases are still a prominent issue in today's society. Since cultural values in society are heavily influenced by mass media, our research will focus on consumer perceptions for masculinized and feminized products when they are presented by the opposite gender. To our knowledge, a study which observes consumer reactions to audio advertisements has not been conducted previously. We feel using this approach will provide a more realistic framework for consumer reactions in situations where visual cues are unavailable. A similar study was conducted in 2015, which observed consumer reactions to a print advertisement for baby wash. In the advertisement, either a man or a woman was pictured bathing a baby. Researchers found that when participants were exposed to the condition in which a male was bathing the child, they rated it as atypical in relation to gender stereotypes. However, their overall ratings of the product itself remained positive. Our research seeks to further the findings observed in previous studies by observing a similar phenomenon using audio-only advertisements. Our research aimed to further the ideas observed in previous studies by filling the gap in the literature. To do this, we observed a similar phenomenon using audio-only advertisements to determine the effect of gender of the speaker and political orientation of the participant on the responses to these ads. The participants for this study consisted of 147 undergraduate students from the psychology department at Georgia Southern University. Voice recordings were obtained from 2 undergraduate students in the Communication Arts Department, 1 male and 1 female, which were then edited using Adobe Audition to represent a realistic audio-only advertisement. The speakers were given a script to read for each recording. Each speaker read a fictional advertisement for an oral contraceptive called Celine and an erectile dysfunction treatment called Eliminate. They organized the procedure into 4 conditions, where each condition consisted of 1 contraceptive advertisement and 1 erectile dysfunction advertisement presented by either a male or a female speaker. The combinations of each condition can be seen below. Each condition was placed in a randomizer function in Qualtrics to randomly assign participants to each condition. Participants were instructed to sign up for a slot using Sona. Following the distribution of instructions and the collection of informed consent, participants were then asked to provide us with some demographic information, including their age and gender. Following the collection of their demographic information, participants were randomly assigned to a condition and were presented with a version of a fictionalized, feminized, or masculinized audio-only product ad. Participants listened to one ad first. Once participants had finished listening to the clip, they returned to the survey, where they were asked to complete a brief Likert scale style set of questions pertaining to the advertisement and the speaker. Following their responses, they were asked to provide a short answer response regarding their overall evaluation of the advertisement. Following this, participants were then asked to listen to a second ad for the other gendered product and answer the same Likert-style set of questions and the same short answer response questions. Following the collection of responses for both ads, participants were asked to complete a political affiliation Likert scale measurement. Following this, participants were provided with a debriefing form, thanked for their participation, and provided with proof of participation. This study was intended to further the existing bodies of literature which sought to find which vocal qualities are most effective in the marketing of consumer products. Unfortunately, the data was collected and exported for analysis, and there was a technical issue which prevented any meaningful results from being extracted. This unfortunate occurrence halted the progress of the study and prevented it from reaching its fullest potential. For this reason, our study was not successful in contributing to the current body of literature. However, this shortcoming can be easily remedied by conducting the study again. Based on the existing literature surrounding our research interests, we have made a few predictions regarding the results of our study and what they would have yielded. We expected to have found that when participants were presented with a gender incongruent advertisement for a product that was aimed at their gender, they would see the speaker as unqualified and less knowledgeable about the product. Similarly, we expected to find that participants that scored as more conservative would express more concern regarding credibility of the speaker, speaker product knowledge, and efficacy of the product in incongruent gendered advertisements. In the future, this study could be run again after working out some technical issues which were observed in the study's first trial. Assuming our predictions were correct, once the initial study has been run, a future direction for the line of research could evolve into a more in-depth analysis of consumer preferences as they relate to gender and political affiliation. One possible direction that the following study could progress to is looking at how gender influences consumer behavior as it pertains to gender-neutral products. The development of this study and the future research that it may inspire could not only contribute to the general body of marketing knowledge, but also alter the way in which marketing strategies are developed, leading to maximized sales and profits and a strengthened economy overall. Thank you for your time and attention.